Good morning from Juneau. I'll be spending the next 7 days on board this beautiful ship behind me, and I cannot wait. Even though I don't really know what to expect and I'm a little nervous traveling solo on this adventure, their sample itinerary looks absolutely incredible, and I'm really hoping to see some whales and bears. And if you're wondering where Tyler is, he kind of ran out of PTO days, so it's just me on this adventure. I am the first guest that's here, so I thought before anyone else checks in, I'd give you guys a really quick tour of the ship. Basically, there's 3 different levels here on board the Discovery, which is the ship we'll be using to cruise around Admiralty Island for the next week. In the very bottom, you'll find the engine room and all the guest rooms. Since I'm traveling alone this week, I'll be in a single. I've got my bed, a window, a nice shelf for some of my things, a couple different lights, 2 little shelves where they put my towels and a nice little chocolate, and a couple of hooks and hangers to put my clothes on. All the bathrooms on board are shared, so that's something to keep in mind too. On the main deck, which is technically floor 2, you'll find a majority of the seating areas. At the very front, there's an outdoor and indoor seating area. As you move further back, you'll find the kitchen, the dining room, coffee station, and some snack baskets. And behind that, you'll find this living room area, which has lots of seating, some books to read, and a super cozy fireplace. If you go to the very back, you'll find this enclosed seating area with a propane fire pit. On the 3rd and very top floor, you'll find the wheelhouse, which actually used to be on deck 2, and an outdoor space where they hold all of their extra amenities like the kayaks and the Boston Whaler. Once everyone checked in, we had a little safety briefing, and they also handed out these labeled water bottles for everyone to use on the trip. Then we made our way out of Juneau and began our trip around Admiralty Island.
Tonight's dinner, corn in a cup, Caesar salad, Dungeness spread, and some roasted potatoes. Enjoy.
Thank you.
This deserves a picture.
Good morning from somewhere around Admiralty Island. We made it to this really secluded bay. I think today is when the real activities and adventures start, but I've got my coffee. I think they're getting the kayaks down right now to do some kayaking. It's my turn to go kayaking. I will say I've never been kayaking like completely alone without Tyler. I've been on a single kayak before, but never without Tyler right next to me. So hopefully I don't do anything stupid. Honestly, I got distracted pretty quickly. There was this giant eagle perched right on the shoreline and this little group of mink or river otters swimming around too. I also took a little selfie to send to Tyler and my mom before eventually making my way back to the Discovery just in time for breakfast.
I'm gonna sit here because that's where I am.
Right after that, it was time for our first fishing adventure. This is the only other solo traveler on board. We decided to share a pole because she hasn't done much fishing before, and you guys, I wish you could have seen how excited she was when she caught her first flounder. Except when it jumped at her. Even I caught a little halibut.
Oh, what if he jumps out?
The captain's son Brandon filleted them right there for us to have for dinner later. So after some spaghetti and meatballs for lunch, we did a little bit more fishing. Tried for some salmon, but we weren't really getting any bites. So we came to this other spot where we're actually going to anchor for the night. A lot of scenic bear flights actually land here to go see the bears. So we're going to take the little skiff here to the waterfall later and hopefully see some bears. Apparently this small boat is called a Boston Whaler. Brenda and I sat together again, and this guy next to us is Tom.
We're rocking it. Oh, excuse me.
Apparently there was a bear up here earlier. We'll see if we see him or not. First, we had to find the trail.
Why do they have poison ivy here?
I think so. From there, it was really a pretty short hike to the waterfall area itself, which was beautiful. There were no bears, but the views alone were definitely worth it. And then a bear showed up. He was on the other side of the river, so we weren't too worried, But all of a sudden, he looked like he was on a mission, crossing the waterfall and coming to our side of the river. Pretty soon he disappeared into the woods, and we weren't really sure where he was going to pop out. We don't know where. Yeah, he popped up behind us. And then he started making his way back towards us and the waterfall, which was kind of scary. He came so close that I ended up having to use my phone on 0.5 zoom just to film him.
Hey, buddy.
This is by far the closest I've ever been to a brown bear. Eventually, we made it back to the Discovery, where we enjoyed a 3-course meal of butternut red lentil soup, the fresh halibut that we actually caught earlier today, and something called a mango float for dessert.
Before we begin day 3, there's a few things we need to talk about. One is, of course, the insane bear encounter that we had yesterday.
Hey, buddy.
I'm still kind of in shock. I texted the video to Tyler and my mom, and I don't think they realized how close this bear was. I felt safe. It was just way closer than you ever plan to be with a brown bear. The second is our dinner last night, the halibut we caught yesterday afternoon. I really think it is the best halibut dish I've ever had. Just don't tell Tyler that. Anyways, we're gonna go have some breakfast. I think it's almost time for that. We are still in this little bay here, and I don't see any bears yet. But Captain Ben did say that it's a pretty big possibility that we would see one along the shores this morning. So I'll keep my eyes out and I'll make sure to show you guys if we see one or not.
I grabbed some coffee, enjoyed the views outside at the front of the boat, and enjoyed our breakfast of corned beef and hash browns. Eventually, we made it to the cutest small town where we tried our luck at some more fishing. But we weren't too lucky. So instead we docked and went out to enjoy a guided hike.
Oh, my legs are too short to stand and do that. So we have made it to the town of Teneke Springs. I'm really excited because the town looks super cute, and these are the kinds of places you really don't get to explore when you're on one of those giant cruise ships. Even though it's raining, we're gonna make the best of it.
The forest hike was so peaceful, and I really didn't want to ruin it, so I decided to put you guys away for a little bit. About 1 mile later, we made it to the suspension bridge. There was no one else there, and honestly, the rain made it feel so much cozier. Even though we saw lots of bear poop and slugs on bear poop.
Slugs on poo.
Yeah. We luckily didn't see any bears on the trail. Personally, I really enjoyed the suspension bridge, and I especially loved how short the hike was. After we made it back to town, me, Brenda, and a few of the other guests decided to hike into the actual town of Teneke Springs. It's a pretty small town, and Google says the population is only about 100 people. The houses were adorable, they had the cutest slug crossing sign, and their main attractions are the local museum, the public bathhouse, and the local grocery store. I went in the grocery store and it was pretty cool to see. They had some really unique items and some fun souvenirs from the local fire department. Plus, we saw a deer on the way back and made it back on board just in time for lunch.
We found a whale.
It's a team.
When he went down, he kind of disappeared for a while, and when he popped up again, he was pretty far away. So we continued on our way and eventually made it to this small bay to anchor for the night. There was even an eagle waiting for us as we pulled in. As if the views could get any better, all of a sudden a bear appeared on the shore just as I was flying the drone. I'll be honest, I got super excited and kind of panicked because I've never actually filmed wildlife with my drone before. I tried to stay extra far away so I didn't disturb him, but watching the bear walk the shoreline right from the boat was genuinely one of the coolest wildlife encounters ever. Eventually, it was time for dinner.
Tonight, first course is quinoa salad, spaghetti squash with spaghetti zucchini, sake salmon.
Yum, yum, eat 'em up.
Also, I haven't mentioned it yet, but wine and certain drinks are included with dinner. This night, I think there was a little more wine drink than other nights, and the live sing-along before bed was adorable.
Good morning. It is so peaceful. The water is like glass. I think I'm getting pretty used to having my morning coffee with some incredible views, and it's just so nice to come out here in the morning. I'm not sure what the plan is for today, but the hope is to do a little bit of kayaking. Have some nice breakfast, and then it sounds like we're gonna go around the cove and into a nearby salmon hatchery.
This is the Hidden Falls Hatchery. They have all the baby salmon in giant tubs, but the real reason we're here was for some more epic brown bear viewing. So we've made it to this little hatchery here. I think it's Hidden Falls Hatchery. We've got way better weather than yesterday, so let's go check it out. There's a bear. Lots of eagles. We could even see all the salmon swimming around in the water below us. And because we were the only group here, it was literally just us, the bears, and lots of salmon. Pretty quickly, another bear showed up, and our first bear was pretty eager to take his fish up on the rocks so it didn't get stolen. He actually ended up leaving pretty soon after too. Bear number 2 was a bit more sporadic. He kind of went after every single fish he saw. He'd take a little bite, choose another fish, take a little bite, choose another fish, and basically just repeat that cycle. Eventually, he left too. And for a little while, we didn't see any more bears except this mom and cub across the lake. They were moving pretty fast, so we didn't get to spend as much time with them, but right after they left, one more bear stopped by. He was a swimmer, and he was so much fun to watch. Except when he got to the end of the lake to get out and didn't have anywhere to go except straight at us. I've never felt my heart beat so much in my entire life. Turns out he was just going down to get more fish, but in that moment, it was definitely an adrenaline rush. We spent a bit more time watching him and the eagles and this seal enjoying the salmon buffet before eventually heading back to the Discovery, where Chef Rolando was on the top deck smoking us some ribs for lunch. Thanks. They were really delicious. Next, we visited some waterfalls. I took this little selfie video, and see all those white lines? Those are waterfalls too. Our last waterfall visit was giant, and I know for a fact that you would not be able to get this close on a big ship. I took another selfie video here, and honestly, it was just the prettiest spot. Eventually, we made it to our anchor point where Captain Ben told us some fun stories before dinner.
Tonight, first course is Dungeness crab fritters, roasted mixed vegetables, Cornish hen, sous vide.
I found it.
Malpost.
Malpost.
Good morning from day 5 here on board the Discovery. After bear viewing yesterday, we made our way to Red Bluff Bay. There's giant mountains in the distance. There's waterfalls in pretty much every direction. I have no idea what Captain Ben has in store for us today, but so far everywhere he's brought us to has been absolutely incredible, and yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Ended up coming kayaking one more time. Thought I'd explore the shore for a bit. Maybe we'll see a bear. Oh my gosh, it's the biggest starfish I've ever seen. I looked for some more giant starfish but couldn't find any, so I ended up paddling all the way across the little bay. And you guys, it was stunning. This area of water was so much shallower than the other areas, and it was so cool to see the change in water color and just how clear the water was. I think it might be the prettiest place I've ever kayaked. After breakfast, it was time to pull up our shrimp pots, and I actually didn't even know they had been thrown out the night before.
So one guy here, you pull, and Tom, you help pull.
Turns out pulling up shrimp pots is a lot of work. Eventually they pulled up this beauty, and I think it's pretty safe to say we're gonna be having some shrimp tonight.
The first time I was in the way.
Before lunch we did some more fishing. I didn't catch anything this time, but Dave caught a halibut and then we ate it. What we didn't know at the time was that the best wildlife encounter of the whole trip was just about to start. We watched the orcas for a while, and they started getting noticeably closer to us. At first it was kind of hard to see why, but then we saw this little guy pop his head out. Turns out he was trying to get to our boat for safety.
He's still there.
Soon they were way too close for my camera lens to capture, so I had to switch to my phone for filming. Oh. Oh no!
What's going on, you guys? Can't we help him?
That's gonna make a whale. Look at him right underneath there, swimming around.
Oh
Oh no, buddy!
Poor little guy. I think he's maybe getting under the boat. Yeah.
there he is. Oh my god, I can't stand.
Oh my gosh! Eventually the orca swam away and the otter survived. I could not believe what we just witnessed. It was absolutely incredible. On our way to our anchor spot for the night, we had some dim sum filled with the shrimp that we caught earlier today. And remember how this eagle welcomed us to our anchor point on day 3? Well, tonight we were welcomed by a black bear and her cubs. Plus, tonight we got to enjoy a shore dinner. Chef Rolando started with some chicken skewers, we had some more shrimp from earlier today, and we ended the night with some s'mores and live music from Tom as we watched the sun go down. And I think it's safe to say we all made some core memories.
And the people there,
And the people
all seem so strange.
all seem so strange.
Good morning from on board the Discovery on day 6, I think we're at. I'm still trying to process what we saw with the orcas yesterday. The captain's son, Brandon, was actually nice enough to share some of his drone shots that he got of the orcas. So I'll put some of those in here because it's pretty incredible to see how they form up underwater. And it was just the most incredible wildlife experience I think I've ever had, which is saying a lot because Tyler and I are usually really lucky with wildlife, and yeah, he's gonna be really jealous that he missed this one. let's see what we have in store for day 6.
Like most other mornings, I started off with a little bit of kayaking, except this time I had a plan in mind. Remember that black bear in cubs? I kind of wanted to see if she was still there. The tide was a bit further up and I didn't see any sign of her or the cubs, but I had a pretty good feeling that they'd still be in the area, so I decided to wait. Plus I saw these trees that looked a little suspicious, and I'm pretty sure trees don't move like that on their own. So I kept waiting. I saw this little mink jump right off the point the bear was at last night. He was such a fast swimmer, and eventually all the waiting around paid off.
Absolutely insane. I think they went over to the other side, and I don't think I have enough time to go over there. Let's go really quick and check it out.
Day 6 ended up being a pretty long travel day. I enjoyed my coffee outside, we had breakfast, then lunch, and after my afternoon nap, we were told there was something at the front of the ship for us. Porpoises. These guys were so much fun to see. I was shocked to see how long they actually stayed around. After they decided they'd had enough playtime and after a bit more sailing, we made our way to a colony of sea lions. Honestly, these are some of my favorite animals in Alaska. They're so loud and derpy and obnoxious that you never really know what you'll see them do. After making it to our anchor point, we ended the night with another 3-course dinner. Seafood chowder, I had 2 bowls, steak with mashed potatoes and asparagus, and what I think they called Discovery's Alaska cream.
From our very last full day here on board the Discovery. Today our goal is to go see Tracy Arm Fjord, hopefully go see some glaciers, and we've got a little ways to go. So Captain Ben told us that even though yesterday was a long travel day, today's gonna be even longer. On a bit of a more serious note, I guess I'm just kind of sad that our trip is almost over. We've had the most incredible animal encounters and the views have been amazing. Anyways, I'm gonna go have some coffee and keep my eyes peeled for some whales.
Finally, we saw a humpback whale. Even though we'd seen a lot of whales over the past few days, they didn't really want to come close to us. Well, this one came close.
Get it tail. Here it comes. Oh, isn't that graceful? Damn.
And to think that was all before breakfast. After we fueled up, we began the journey into Tracy Arm Fjord. This is honestly one of my favorite parts of Alaska to cruise through. The colors are so vibrant and beautiful, the sides are so steep and tall, and even though this is my 3rd time cruising through this fjord, it always manages to amaze me. At the very end of the fjord is North Sawyer Glacier. Even though it's not quite as impressive as it was a few years ago, it's still really fun to see. I mean, it's not every day you get to be this close to a glacier in Alaska. And according to Dave, it's the perfect spot for a quick polar plunge.
Yeah. Okay.
Yahoo! How was it? Colder than hell.
The rest of us stayed nice and dry and warmed up with a nice bowl of chili for lunch. I put some corn chips on mine. Before officially leaving Tracy Arm, we nominated Tom to fill us up on some glacier water.
Hey, get it, Tom! Don't drop it. Don't drop it.
I think we get to have some glacier ice tonight. As we made our way out of Tracy Arm Fjord, we also saw this small group of seals sitting on this iceberg. I think this one got nervous because he jumped into the water pretty quick, but the others just kind of bounced around on their bellies. Watching him climb back up on the ice was absolutely adorable. After afternoon appetizers and a bit more sailing, we eventually made it to our harbor spot for our very last night on board the Discovery. There was a pretty easy hike right off the dock, so Brenda and I became hiking buddies for the night. As I watched her and the others take their turns on the swing, all I could think about was how I could not have asked for a better group of co-travelers for the past week, except maybe having Tyler with me. We ended our very last night with some seafood and a coconut curry soup, some squash risotto with salmon and green beans, and banana bread pudding for dessert. On day 8, I woke up and couldn't believe our trip was actually coming to an end. This really was the most epic adventure and hands down one of the best ways to explore Alaska. If you enjoyed this Alaska adventure, make sure to subscribe and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!